Hey, what's up YouTube? It's CS back here with another installment, and here is my preview for episode 30 of Deadliest Warrior between Crazy Horse and Pancho Villa. So YouTube, what do you guys think of this matchup? Of course, this is between two of America's most wanted ever. On one side, you got Crazy Horse, the Oglala Lakota leader who whooped Custer's ass at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Mostly known for that. The guy was a fearsome warrior. What can I say? When I think of, primitive American warriors, he's probably the first one I think of. On the other side, we got Pancho Villa. Yeah, that nutty Mexican, the guy who helped, the rebels win the Mexican Revolution. Apparently he's a military genius as well. And, of course, he did invade the United States. Yep. Really, honestly, I'm pretty much impartial to this matchup in terms of who I'm cheering for. It's not like these guys are bad, they believed in their cause, and, for the most part, I think these dudes were fighting for just reasons. Pancho Villa was doing what he thought he was right, and Crazy Horse, was trying to stick up for his people. So, in a way, I guess I do admire these dudes, but who knows who's going to take this. Now, of course, this matchup, involves revolvers, repeating rifles, and they do have short-range weapons, of course. But, of course, mid- and long-range weaponry will dictate the pace of this matchup. So, let's take a look at what we got there. Let's start with long-range. For Crazy Horse's side, he does have the 1860 Henry repeating rifle. What can I see about that? It put up a decent test, at best, in the first 15 minutes of the episode. If you guys didn't catch that, go to spike.com and do so. Yeah. 40%. It has a 15-round magazine, and from, I can't remember how many feet out, he did 6 hits out of 15. To me, it's not a good look. But luckily for him, Pancho Villa's expert didn't exactly throw up stellar numbers as well. Also 40% in terms of accuracy. He did 4 out of 10 hits with his 1894 Winchester repeating rifle. Yeah, of course, the Winchester has, it's deficient in terms of round capacity, but at least it didn't jam in that test like the Henry. So, what can I say? Round capacity and the jam, help even out this, test for these weapons. But they're also going to do these weapons in a mounted test, and they're going to be riding on horseback, and they're going to be shooting what I would assume to be a stable or a moving gel torso, something like that. The Mexican expert on Pancho Villa's side also described the Winchester as being more maneuverable on horseback due to its shorter barrel. I would agree. For the most part, I saw what these guys can do. And for someone to shoot with, with a lighter gun and a shorter barrel and get basically the same results in, an unmounted test, I would assume this guy is a better shot off a horse as well. Just because, you figure that Moses brings plenty on Crazy Horse's side would be fairly accurate with, a gun that is supposedly more accurate with that longer barrel. And he wasn't. So what could I say? If he's not going to be entirely accurate, unmounted, what better is that gun gonna do while on horseback? And apparently this Mexican dude is like an expert, marksman off of horseback. So I'm gonna pick him to win the test there, and then edge out long range weapons for him and his Winchester rifle for the side of Pancho Villa. I think it's gonna put up a better test while mounted. And like he said, yeah, I just think it's a friendly weapon off horseback. So because of that, I'm going to give it the edge. Alright, moving on, we do have mid-range weapons. And on one side, for Crazy Horse, we got the Colt Single Action Army and self-bow combination. I'm not sure if they will do, a combination test for that. We'll see. But, for the most part, without the combination, I'm pretty sure I'd still pick just a Colt Single Action Army over Pancho Villa's weapon and the Remington Model 1858. Now, what can I say? The Colt Single Action Army, who didn't use that? Doc Holliday had one. You know, Wyatt Earp had one. It's just, when I think of revolvers, from back then, this is the first one I think of. You know, I know Remington had sick models themselves, and from what I understand, the Remington model 1858 is a very durable, you know, gun, and was used by the Union soldiers over the previous version of the Colt Single Action Army. I think it was in the 1860. Now, I really don't know who wins this test. From what I understand, the Colt Single Action Army should be more accurate with its longer barrel, and it also has a bigger round. So, you know, because of how bloody I think that test is going to look more compared to the Remington model, I'm going to give it the edge, and I think it's going to be a better shot. I'm not sure how they're going to test it, though. Probably not mounted. We'll see. Probably against moving targets. Who knows? But preference-wise, you know, from what I understand, I think I'd like the Colt Single Action Army better. And you use that in combination with the bow. We'll see what happens. But yeah, even just the Colt Single Action Army, I think I would take over the Remington model 1858. Again, I'm not a guns aficionado whatsoever. But yeah, who agrees with me? Colt Single Action Army, edge to Crazy Horse. Alright, next up we got short range weapons between the War Club of Crazy Horse and the bolo knife of Pancho Villa. Yeah, I'm gonna give this to the blade. The War Club probably could crack a skull or two, you know, but it's a blade. You know, more people use blades in, you know, war than clubs. We don't use clubs anymore in war. We use blades. Like, for the most part, you know, blades are just more efficient. As long as that thing's touching you, it can do damage. It can cut you, and you can die. With that club, you're gonna have to hit something as hard as you can to kill something. You know what I'm saying? That bolo knife looks like it could decapitate someone. I'm pretty sure that's what we saw in the preview. Based off looking at that test, I really don't see what the War Club can do to persuade the experts to give it the edge. I really think that the bolo knife has this one. We saw the War Club in the Apache episode. It's a nice weapon. It can crack a skull. But I don't know, man. For me, I like blades. It's preference. And I just think that it's going to have more numbers in the end. So I'm picking Pancho Villa and his bolo knife to get the edge. Alrighty, y'all. Now, moving on. We got to look at X factors, but let's overview weapons again. 2 edges to 1 for Pancho Villa. He has short range and he has long range. Crazy Horse has mid range with that Colt. But now X factors, really, I'm kind of lost. You know, I know X factors for this episode would include logistics. They did mention that in the first 15 minutes of the episode. Who the hell would get that? I really don't know a heck of a whole lot about each of these guys' logistical situations. Did Villa ever get out of his logistical range? I don't know. The Crazy Horse? No idea. Someone fill me in. I imagine that one's going to be close. Who knows? What else can you take a look at? I would assume stuff like endurance or health. You know, Dr. Dorian talked about their health situation at the beginning of the episode, and you know, Crazy Horse was malnourished. Pancho Villa had what's it called? Rheumatoid arthritis. You know, who the hell do you give it to there? You know what I'm saying? From what I see, Pancho Villa doesn't look that sick in the sim. I guess I'd give him the edge in physicality or endurance or whatever. I know, you know, Lakota people were renowned for their hand-to-hand combat, and, you know, when it comes to my mind, if this shit gets short range, I'd probably, you know, edge this thing out to Crazy Horse, but I already gave short-range weapons to Pancho Villa, and I think he's a tad healthier. So, who knows? We'll see. Other X factors to consider, I don't know, charisma, leadership, I don't know, tactics, obviously. You know, Crazy Horse, you know, with his hit and run, you know, guerrilla style, you know, Native American-like tactics. Pancho Villa, apparently he is a military genius. Who knows who's going to be portrayed as the more, you know, cerebral warrior. And I really don't know who gets tactics on that either. It's not like both these guys fought like idiots. It's not like they fought line by line, traditional warfare style. These guys didn't fight stupid. So, who knows who gets it there. Alright, but now, all things considered, I do gotta make a pick. Damn. I am gonna go with Pancho Villa. You know, that bolo knife's nasty. I saw what it could do. I think it's a superior weapon to the War Club. I think the Winchester repeating rifle is gonna be, you know, superior at the end of the day. I think it's just better off horseback. I think that's gonna make a difference. And I think for the most part they're gonna be evened out on X factors. I really don't think one of the X factors is going to make a huge. I don't think any of the X factors will be a huge game changer for each guy. I think it's going to be relatively even. But I am picking Pancho Villa. I'm going to say like, you know, a 55-45. I know I always say that, but for the most part, you know, results usually don't get over that kind of deficit. So yeah, that's my pick, Pancho Villa. That about does it for me, YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed my predictions. Tell me what you guys think of this video. Thumbs up for Crazy Horse, thumbs down for Pancho Villa. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. My links are in the description below as well. Subscribe if you haven't already yet. I guess I'll see you for a review next week. So again, thank you for all the support, and yeah, take care.